Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2-pack of figures from NECA Toys. This is Casey Jones versus the Foot Soldier Slashed. This of course is a Target exclusive like all of the other cartoon-based 2-packs that NECA's been putting out. Love the packaging, animation looks great. They're finally able to use the actual Ninja Turtle symbol, which is very cool. I will be honest, when they first showed these off at Toy Fair, and I think even a little bit before when they were announced, I originally thought it was going to be Casey and April in a 2-pack, and I'm a little bummed that we're getting another Foot Soldier. I mean, it's not a big deal. I just feel like we've had a decent number of Foot Soldiers at this point, and just because this guy has battle damage doesn't necessarily mean I want to hold another Foot Soldier action figure, but, I mean, if you're going to army build something, you know, Foot Soldiers, it's not a terrible plan. I would have liked it if it was just Casey and April, but again, not a huge problem. Not too much going on the bottom, not too much going on the top. Nice picture of Casey on this side, and then you have the picture of the Foot Soldier on this side. And then of course, it does show on the back here is the April and other battle damaged Foot Soldier, and then of course Leatherhead and Slash. Now Leatherhead and Slash actually just went up on Target, I want to say yesterday as the time of this recording, and they went up. They actually lasted for a while. I was able to buy one pretty easily. I'm very impressed. So whatever NECA is doing, they're hearing our complaints and they're really working to help the fans get a hold of these things. So I do appreciate that. As for this one here, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Deno on Twitter for hooking me up with this, because my store did not get... Well, actually, I think I talked to the guy at my Target, and he said they got one of these and one metalhead, and they were gone immediately. So definitely shout out to Deno for hooking me up. Otherwise, I probably would not have this still. So, but I think NECA is working on getting some newly released stuff that's already sold out, reordered. So I'm hoping that there'll be a chance for us to grab metalhead, because he looks phenomenal, and the packaging for him looks phenomenal as well. But yeah, pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and get these open, and we'll take a closer look. So here are the two figures out of the box, and I just got to say, Casey looks fantastic. We'll get back to him in a second, though. I kind of want to take a look at the Foot Soldier first. So you can see it's a basic Foot Soldier figure as far as I can tell. Just obviously he is slashed across the midsection here. Now the only part that's connecting it is this red piece over here, and I think it's meant to be bendable. So like you could have it be like he got knocked back, or however you want that to work out. Or you can kind of bend it in, and I don't know, maybe somehow he's still fighting. I don't know. That's up to you. But otherwise the articulation's the same as a normal Foot Soldier, so the head can swivel and then up and down. You have a typical shoulder joint. And you can see it looks like, I don't know if these are... Were these wires always here? So there's these little wires underneath the arms. I guess they were, but they kind of... I don't know. I don't remember them being here. And unfortunately, I don't have my other Foot Soldiers handy to take a look. I'll have to check later. But I don't remember that piece. In any case, you have typical shoulder. So in and out there. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. The wrists can swivel, and he does come with some interchangeable hands. The bend here at the wrist is kind of solid, but I can take a look at that a little bit later. Then you have a swivel here, right above, kind of underneath the sash there. Typical leg joints out to the side, front to back. Double jointed knees. You have a swivel here at the boot. You have the ankle. You have the little toes that can curl up. You have the side to side with the ankle. So all the articulation you've pretty much come to expect from these, but now with getting slashed action. It's kind of weird. Like, it would be great for display, but other than that, I don't really see the point. I mean, I understand, you know, they're giving you some options. I personally would have rather either had just another regular Foot Soldier, or if you're going to give him battle damage, you know, maybe like, I think the one that comes with April just kind of has like a hole in his stomach, like he got shot, you know, something like that. So it doesn't, how do I want to put it? Like, this almost makes it look like, you know, he can be getting slashed and that's all he can do. If he just had like a hole or something, you could pretend he's still fighting. I feel like I don't know how he would still fight with this. But, I mean, it's neat. It's a neat idea. I get what they're going for. And you can see all the workings on the inside. It's actually pretty cool. So, I think that's kind of neat. And I like that they're not just two separate pieces, although it might have been neat if like you could connect them and then just like unpeg them. So that way it would kind of, you'd have both, like the functionality of both, but it's still pretty neat. As far as his accessories go, he comes with 2 blasters. Very cool. And even if you just want to give these to your other foot soldiers or Rocksteady and Bebop, I'm pretty sure everyone's come with a pretty significant amount of blasters, but they're just really nicely detailed, very nicely painted. So even just to have extra artillery is always a good thing. And these come right out of the show. I mean, they do such a good job molding and painting these. So very, very cool. He does come with a little communicator. Again, always good to have a few extra of these. You can see it's got a sticker with a picture of Rocksteady there. But again, very nicely detailed. Looks exactly like the show. Really well done. So I like that a lot. And then he's got a bunch of extra hands. So he's got some open-ended hands. He's got kind of like somewhat maybe like a martial arts stance kind of hand or something like that. And then he's got 2 open hands to hold accessories. Oh, I forgot, he also comes with these 2 shurikens. So you have one normal one, one orange one. I'm not really sure why one's orange, but there you go. So definitely a ton of accessories going on, which I think is very cool. I like that they packed them with the accessories. I don't know. I feel like I'll probably just leave the fists. I mean, it's easy enough to just pop these out. You just pop it out. And then let's say we'll give him one of these closed hands. And you can see when I show real quick how they have the hinge here at the wrist. But they're really solid. They're really, really solid. Yeesh. So trying to get that to move. It will eventually move. It's just kind of like, you know, they're stiff out of the packaging. So could always use like a hair dryer or something to soften them up. I don't think they're going to break. And they snap right in. So let's say he was holding this weapon when he got shot. Or slashed, rather. So you could kind of have like, you know, something like that. He got me. But I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it stands very well, even with like the weight distribution's not a problem. Even being just stationed on that like little red piece, it's not floppy. It's not, there's no weight problem, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's so, you can't even stand up or anything like that, which was a concern. I didn't know how strong that's going to be, but I mean, that one little red piece supports the whole torso's weight, and as you can see, literally no problem. So very cool. I mean, I applaud them for their creativity and the detailing and the fact that they found a way to still make it completely posable. So I definitely applaud them for that. But enough of that, guy. Let's take a look at the reason we bought this box in the first place. Casey Jones. It's funny, I've kind of gotten more used to Casey from the movies just because I feel like I've seen them more often. He only shows up in the cartoon 2 or 3 times. But in the show, in the cartoon, he had kind of like a Clint Eastwood voice going on, which was hilarious. But, you know, he was kind of like a Dirty Harry type character. Whereas, you know, he's a little bit more personable in the movies. I mean, in the cartoon, he never takes his mask off. There's one episode where he infiltrates a corporation because they're like a front for one of Shredder's operations, and it's just him wearing a suit with the hockey mask, and that's just amazing to me. That's one of my favorites because it's so absurd. But this figure looks really good. I love all of the kind of like, for lack of better term, panel lining. I don't even know what to call it. Just like the thick black accent lines, you know, to make him look like a cartoon. I think they did such a great job. Accentuate his muscles and whatnot. It's really, really fun. I have him here with the hockey stick and a sledgehammer. He also comes with a baseball bat, of course. He comes with the goalie hockey stick. And then I'm not quite sure what this is supposed to be. I thought it was a bat at first, but it almost just kind of looks like, I don't know. It's a little conical, so it's not just like a lead pipe. And it has a little bit of like an end here. So maybe just like a different kind of baseball bat. I'm not really sure. I'm not a sports guy, I gotta be honest. But it's interesting, and it's another accessory that he can have. So again, not 100% sure what that is, but still pretty cool. I'm going to put these off to the side just for a minute because I don't want them to fall out while we move the figure around here. I'm going to take out the hockey stick. The way they put those thick black lines on it is really cool. You know, it definitely makes it feel animated. Almost really just kind of like it leapt off the page of a comic book or something like that. I really like that. That's really cool. And then here is the sledgehammer. And you can see that they have the hands that you can really just kind of slide them in. But yeah, the sledgehammer looks really cool as well. It also has those thick black lines on it. So he looks great. I mean, the face sculpt, the hockey mask, 100% fantastic. Now, this is a very soft plastic for the golf bag, and it's almost impossible to get it on. What you do is you just pop the head off. It pops off very easily, and then you can get the golf bag on, and then you pop the head back on. I mean, I tried to do it at first with the head on, and I was like, this can't be how this is supposed to go. And it makes sense because they want it to be snug so it stays in place while it's on the figure, you know, once you have it on. And they do a great job of that. It's a really perfect length. It stays on very snugly. It doesn't move around a lot, which is great. It doesn't peg in or anything. It's just on there. But they did a great job of making it like the perfect length. It's not too, you know, loose or anything like that. It's really well done. He's got the shoulder pad, which looks great. He's got his sweatpants. Articulation wise, pretty much the same as the foot soldier. Head is on a ball joint and a hinge, so you can move up and down and around. Typical shoulder joints. It's a little hindered because of the shoulder pad, but I would argue that it looks good, so I don't care. So you can move the hinge there. You can move it around, up and down. Of course, you have a bicep swivel there. He has double jointed elbows. Now, my elbows are really like stuck. I don't want to say stuck, but just like stiff, I guess is a good word. So just be careful. They will move around, and probably the more you move them around, you know, the better they'll get. A little bit easier to move around they'll get. It does look like maybe some paint got in there, and that might be why they're stiff. But either way, just be a little careful with them. He has kind of a torso swivel there, like underneath the shirt. Hips pretty typical. Move that out. Move that out. Now again, it's kind of tight. You can almost hear it. But I think over time that will loosen as well. Then you have a thigh swivel there. And that might just be because how it's moving around in that joint, but it should be fine. Double jointed knees, as you can see there. And then you have the swivel side to side in the ankle, as well as the up and down in the ankle for his boots. So he looks great. I think they did a phenomenal job with him. I love all the accessories that he comes with. He does also come with some extra hands. So he's got a thumbs up hand. He's got two fist hands. And then he's got kind of like a call in the shot or just like a general pointing finger hand. So very cool. I'm probably going to leave him with this because I always kind of like having him dual fist, dual wield, I guess, weapons. But you could also do kind of like give him the thumbs up hand. Or I do kind of like the, the pointing hand. You could have him hold a bat in one hand and point with the other hand. So pretty cool. Really great accessories there, but really I just have to give it up to all of the weapons that they gave him because they look great. I'm going to see if I can give him... I'm a little worried about getting the baseball bat in his hand. Maybe it'll work better on this one because it has that thing on the bottom, but I don't know. We'll have to see how this goes. See, for most of them, if you can just... There we go. Okay, so it just pops in there. No problem. And then, should I give him this one on the other side? There we go. He's got the two bats, and then we'll put all the hockey sticks in here. So really, really cool. They did a great job with him. I'm thoroughly impressed. Get him to stand here. There we go. Very, very cool. So I absolutely love this 2-pack. Like I said, I would have been a little happier if it was Casey and April just because it would have been two brand new characters, but I understand. They want to get a little bit more mileage for the figures, and I get that. Like I said, I do think that the foot soldier's kind of neat. Having the fact that the whole upper torso and body can just balance on that one little red piece there is actually really impressive. I mean, I don't really have any problems getting him to stand. And the slash effect is kind of neat. I just wish there was a way you could kind of put them together completely and then have it pop off. So maybe if it was just kind of like a peg situation, like peg on, and then if you wanted to be battle damage, you could kind of take the peg off or something like that. But I get what they were going for, and I do think it looks neat. I just you kind of can only pose him mid slash, otherwise the figure doesn't really make sense. But Casey's great, more than makes up for the fact that the foot soldier is probably not the one you're buying the pack for. Fantastic. The amount of accessories he comes with are great. The hands, the detailing. I really love all those extra like dark black accent lines. I think they look really, really cool. They crushed it with the Casey figure. Really well done. The other thing I wanted to mention real quick, the packaging inside the tray. The way it used to be is the two figures were twist tied in. That hasn't changed. And then all of the weapons were in the tray, but then they had tape over them. And I hate that because like no matter what you do, you always get some tape residue on the weapons. Now all the weapons are in there. There's a separate smaller plastic tray on top, and then just the ends of the tray on top are taped down. So that's really great. I actually really want to shout that out because that was a big deal when I opened the box. You just cut at the end, lift the tray out, and then you can get everything, and that tray keeps it in place. So I love that they changed that up and we don't have any more sticky tape residue on the hands and accessories. So huge shout out for that because that's a big deal to me. I know it's a little thing, but it's definitely a big deal to me. But this is a great set. If you can find it, I definitely recommend picking it up. I know it's a little difficult, but if you have friends, who are going to the store anyway and, help each other out, that's what I was lucky enough to have someone help me out with this. And I'm sure Metalhead's probably going to have to be the same thing because it's very difficult to get these. Unless NECA works something out where they can put more online. I know, like I said, they did a great job with the Slash and Leatherhead that just went up the other day. It was up for like a full 10 minutes. So if you wanted one, you could get one. And I'm hoping they'll do a restock with Metalhead. And I'm hoping when April and the Foot Soldier eventually happens, it'll be just as easy. It does feel like NECA's heard the concerns and they want us to be able to get these. So I appreciate that they're working hard to get the figures into our hands. So they're doing a great job. These toys are great. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.